Hi, Periscope viewers. This is Dr. George Kosmides. This is kind of an impromptu scope, but hey, young, hey, young, hello. Hey, Chimney Hill, thanks for joining. Hey, God, you guys are coming fast. Hey, Cheryl Shaz, thanks for coming on. I'm normally not on this late, but hey, I'm good. Thank you for coming on. Totally impromptu tonight. Nothing planned, but getting a lot of questions regarding my lean body mass calculation. So I'm going to help everyone on my scope tonight understand what this is, because it's pretty important. Whether you work with me or not, you have to know these numbers in order to really to get control on what's happening with your body. My number one favorite doctor. Oh, thank you so much. So for those of you, I'm Dr. George Kosmides. I'm a licensed doctor of chiropractic and practiced over 21 years. I've been doing functional medicine for about 15 of those. I've written 4 books. My latest is Life Without Diabetes. Thank you so much. And I have an online program called the Lean Body Academy. And I've gotten a lot of emails because I just launched a new platform. Hey, I'm getting a lot of questions about it. Nice to see you. Yeah, nice to see you. A lot of questions about calculating your lean body mass. So I'm going to pick one of our members. I posted it in the private group. I'm not going to mention her name because this is just a general public, but you are my Periscope family as well. And I'm going to walk through how this is done. Is the free trial still going on? It's $7 for 7 days, so it's $1 a day. Because I was just getting so many people coming into the program, and it just was creating some issues. It just was creating issues. So my member platform person said, just charge $1 a day. So that's what I did. But if you've gotten in, you're having issues, and just email me and I'll respond best I can. So I'm doing this on Periscope. Hey, Donna, because I'm getting this a lot, and I've created a video tutorial inside the program to go through how to do this. I guess I have to do a better job at that. So, hey, Ozzy, so for those of you that are in the program, if you go to calculations, I give you one for your water and I give you one for your body fat. So just review those, and you can fast forward it, you can pause, you can slow it down, but I'm here to give you these numbers because this is critical stuff, guys. I just got out of the office and I'm getting all these emails, so I thought I would do a Periscope, and then what I'll do is put this scope, label it, calculating your numbers in catch.me, so you can get some free stuff if you're not in the program, and then if you're in the group, it'll also be there. So you'll have it 3 different places. So, okay, here's a Lean Body Academy client. She's at 264 pounds. Okay, so you can do the math on this. So write down 260. The question is, here's how do you keep your hair looking so good? I don't know. I'm just, I eat really good, and your hair is an extension, and your nails are how you eat. So I try to really eat good. So let me go through the calculations, and if everyone's happy with it, now I'll stay on and answer some questions, okay? I don't have to be in the office tomorrow, so I can stay up kind of late, but let me get this out here because I really want to help folks, because this number is pretty important. Hey, Lakshmi. Okay, so 264-pound person sent me an email. Hi. And she calculated her body fat with the bioimpedance hand scale of 49% body fat. Okay? So what you do is you multiply 0.49 times the 264, and you'll come up with 129.4 pounds. Okay? So, I actually did that wrong. So it's, actually, no, I did it right. So you'll get 129.4. So since she's about 50% body fat, her lean body mass is about 129 to 130 pounds. So 130 pounds of lean body mass. Now, there are different applications of protein for that lean body mass, depending on your athletic prowess or your distance from your current level that you need to be at. So I'm going to put this particular client on the Lean Body Academy at 0.5 grams per pound of lean body mass. It's okay because there's so many more things they have to know. This in itself isn't going to fix your weight problem or help you to become leaner, but it's a place to begin. So if you calculate that out, she's at about 65 grams per day. So that currently right now that number is going to change. That is this person's lean body mass protein requirements. And I don't care what program you're taking, what boot camp you're on. If you are not supporting your lean body mass, your efforts will fall short. That's right. That's a moving formula. And as if you choose to go through the academy, it's $7 a day, and then after that, it's $37 a month. You'll get me every week on the phone. That's not my goal of this scope. My goal is to get this number out there, because the calculations. Once you have the calculation down once, you're golden. I scope about health topics. So now that I've done that, is everyone kind of happy with that? I know there's some people on the Lean Body Academy on the scope right now, and if you're watching in the replay, thank you for sticking around. But that is really important. If everyone's happy with that, I'll start answering questions. What's the calculation again? Yes, I am real. Thank you so much, Nick. I'm not brilliant. I'm really inquisitive, I would call myself. Yeah, it took everyone in the program, they monkey with it. Once you get the calculation right, you're golden. Yeah, that's right. That's the best type of, it's the most convenient. If you want to get really technical, you can go and get underwater weighed in a hydrostatic tank, and that'll get you usually within about 0.5 to 1%. But, it's for what we're doing, getting someone's lean body mass and getting within 4 or 5%, it's enough. It's enough. Yeah, Orman bioimpedance, that's the hand calculator. What's the calculation? So you guys come late. Yes, that's correct. I've been blinded by the beautiful strands of hair on your head. You guys are too funny. I'm 8% body fat. That's really low, my friend. Hey, this guy's awesome. Let's go. Thank you so much. So that calculation is one of several ways to calculate things within inside the program, the Lean Body Academy. Once you own that, you own other things. You control your own body fat destiny and your health. We're finding out more and more research that body fat is critical for disease processes, fibromyalgia, and a host of other things. Right, that's great. If you're 8%, I'm trying to get to 9 myself, so that's excellent. What's the calculation? I came late. Oh, no simple sugar cigars before bed, and much more. Yeah, that's crucial. So there's all these little tips I give you that are more of I don't want to call them secrets, because that's really not fair. They're in the literature, but you have to. Misty got in great, so she emailed me, so I sent her a separate link for that. That's great. So we just had so many people come on board in the last few days. This question has come up like 8 times, and I was like, oh, what's the best way to answer it? I figured since I met most of you guys that are in my program on Periscope, this would be the best way. Plus, give you guys some things to think about. Do you take protein? Absolutely. You have to. On my program, you almost have to take a protein powder of some sort, and I recommend an isolated whey. I'm trying to get to 12%. Yeah, once you start breaking 20%, it gets tougher. I'm at about 15, and you have to really get your numbers right. I've been getting sore feet in the morning. I'm only 29. Something's going on. Why don't you check with the podiatrist? Maybe something's going on with your feet. Do you drink bone broth? I don't. How do you deal with skinny, fat body type? This is the absolute program. You have to support the muscle mass that you have. You have to support the muscle mass that you have, regardless of how much body fat you have or how skinny you are. You have to have muscles, or your bodies will not move. Bones and ligaments will not move you. Muscles have to move us. Actually, I hope that was helpful. I'd get some water. Homemade bone broth. Do you take pre-workout? Just a protein and sometimes a little bit of coffee or something called E9. But I don't get into any of the stimulant pills and things. I have a pretty athletic body, but I gain weight in my stomach and hips. Yeah, unfortunately, that's part of the problem as we grow older, because it's a human growth hormone releasing issue and uptake issue. Yeah, I mean, this scope could last several hours. It's all in the program, Lean Body Academy, in modules, videos, audios, things of that nature. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of creatine because you eat too much. Yeah, you just have to kind of know it's kind of like a business. You kind of know how to manage your business and your numbers, and then you can kind of, maneuver in a way that makes objective sense. How long will the 7-day program be free? It's not free. It's $7 for 7 days. And if you want to stay into it, then it's $37 a month. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but as you get 30, 40, 50, things, you have to get more cerebral, or it's going to be harder to stay healthy. Thoughts on dairy products? I don't recommend any unfermented dairy, and I'm even pulling back on some of that. I got sick today and can't talk. Good thing I scoped last night. Great. So heat for your throat, and gargle with black pepper and hot water if it's a throat issue, and then just rest your vocal cords. Keep this area warm. If you have a collared shirt, put your collar up tight, keep your neck warm. Drink lots of water, hydrate your spinal discs. Well, spinal discs are about 75% water, but if you have ligaments and tendons and tendons and muscles that are contracting around the vertebral body, it's not going to be able to take a hydrating breath, kind of like in mine. You have to get therapy and adjustments, and sometimes I've been getting treatments for 30 plus years. I always run 15 minutes before working out to make my blood flow for better pumps. You'll find that running on hard surfaces, when you start hitting your 30s and 40s, and me now in my early 50s, the advantages of running doesn't overwhelm the disadvantages of running. Black pepper and hot water. Yeah. So when we're fighting something, the first thing our body does. Here's a quiz for you guys. When we're fighting any infection, what's the first thing that our body does? Here's a quiz for you guys. One word. What's the first thing the body does when it's fighting an infection? Great. Yeah, please don't spam on my scopes. What's the first thing the body does? That's right, it creates a fever. So think of the body's immune system as warming up. That's right, to increase white blood cell count. That's pretty accurate. So it's in response to being attacked. So the more that we can support the fever aspect, the more we can support our immune system. And I'm not talking about heating your brain, because that's where the problems lie. If you get too hot, you can damage things in the brain, but you have to get 104, 105, 106 even. But heating your body, so heating the throat, since this is nothing but a tube anyway, you want to heat this area and keep it covered. And stay away from blowing fans and cold drinks and things that are cold. When you're sick, fighting a virus, bacteria, stay warm. Well, that's not always feasible for people to go to a sweat lodge, but good idea. Okay, doc, you need to research bone broth for gut. I get that it's good, Amy, but I'm lucky if I have time. I just got from the office at 8 o'clock at night. I have to do some other work. That's not something that I can take the time to do. Understand, in the Lean Body Academy, I give you guys things that you can physically do consistently. Maybe we can make soup. I'm sure we can do that. What about warm salt water? Well, salt water will soothe, but the black pepper will heat. See the difference? I don't like any extremes. So, you got to be careful. If you're already, yes, Tigani is from Australia. Thank you so much. If you're already unhealthy and you go into a place and you drop a lot of fluid and you're dehydrated and you're unhealthy, you could have high blood pressure events, some other things happening. So I don't like extremes. It can make you dehydrated. Salt water is good for strep. I'm more of on the heat side. Salt water will soothe, but you want to resolve it in black pepper. This is a funny note. I actually got that recipe when I was, in my 20s. I was a food runner. And I remember going to the baker looked like the Pillsbury Doughboy. You remember the white looked like a big clown? It was an old-fashioned Pillsbury Doughboy. Well, he looked like him. He was a baker at the MGM Grand. I'll never forget it. And I saw him putting black pepper in this cup and gargling with it because he was going from a refrigerator to his oven to a refrigerator to his oven. And he got a sore throat. And I said, why are you using black pepper? And he said, it'll get my throat better in one day. And here I am, 30 years later, researched what he was saying. And he didn't say it in the medical term, but what he was doing was absolutely correct. Yeah, perfect. See? Yeah, use that. Heat is your friend when you're fighting a virus or bacteria. Any other health-related questions, I'll do my best. I'm not trying to be your primary here. I'm giving you some things to help yourself, and then you can communicate that better with your primary. We don't want to lean on our primary as our help. Well, he's not fixing me. No, we've got to take the responsibility on ourselves. Thank you. I almost died at 19 in a very bad car accident. I was rear-ended by a 68 Pontiac going 70 miles an hour. I was in a 77 Corvette, hit me, knocked me 200 feet on the other side of the Meridian, went through a fast food restaurant, ended 2 people's lives and injured like half a dozen others. I was in a coma, lost my bowel and bladder function, and make a long story short, chiropractic saved my life, and here I am. I'm 52 now, so that was quite some time ago, but I can remember it just like it was yesterday. I'll have to try that if I ever have it. Okay, great. Yeah, give it a try. Just a teaspoon. Primaries never answer all your... Well, I recommend going in there with 4 written down questions. Yeah. I was 130 pounds. I was a mess. I was in a Depends diaper for a month. I lost my bowel and bladder functions. But, you know, that motivates me to speak, to hopefully speak and get you guys to just realize that health can, you know, it can go like that. I lost my father at 56 and my 2 uncles at 55 and 31. I lost my father in the prime of my life when I had just gotten into practice. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. And he didn't have to die if he would have taken better care of himself and done a lot of the things that I'm telling you, you know, I'm sharing with you guys on this. I'm not telling you guys anything. I'm sharing with you some things to think about. And what's nice now about the internet is that you can look a lot of this stuff up. Go to PubMed, go to the Lancet. You know, anyone that's giving you any information from business to healthcare, you know, qualify what they're saying and research what they're saying just to make sure it's accurate. Well, look at you now. Wish your dad was, yeah, I wish that too. Oh, so often, every day. Every day. And if their advice is reasonable and you can apply it to your lifestyle, if you can apply it to your lifestyle, then it's good advice. How do you get off soft drinks to the fizz? I can't just drink water or anything else. I would just go to like carbonated water and then slowly begin to cut that back. There's a lot of negative research that I've read on carbonated beverages. Well, not only stomach issues, but I read a couple that actually begins to erode the esophagus. So where to go? Go to PubMed, PUMED.com. And you go to search and just type in what you're looking for. It'll give you some really dry research, but most of the time they have a little abstract at the bottom. You can read what the conclusions of the research were. Thank you so much. I hope he would be. Yeah. And another thing, I don't want to throw throw water out with a baby or something like that. But now there's research coming out that a good portion of research is skewed. But we have to do the best that we can. So we look at anecdotal things that we see in real life. Then we look at research-based things. And we try to find a correlation that's reasonable. And we look at extremes. And I try to meet you guys somewhere in the middle. Ever heard of Kevin Trudeau? Yes. Is he still in prison? I'm not certain. I know I saw something on the news a year or so back. Are you proud of the medical benefits? Yeah, that's not really my field of expertise. Where you want to go for that is Mercola.com, and just type in medical marijuana. And he did some excellent interviews. I think I caught the end of one. The doctor was actually breaking out the chemicals for different autism and other aspects that they were treating, and they seem to be getting really good results. And again, whatever subject you're talking about, if you're being factually based and reasonable, I'll listen. I don't care if the topic is sexual or energy or something. But when you start getting extreme, then I have to kind of go back and no carbonated water. I don't.